It was a quiet night in the Miller household. The clock read 12:15 a.m., and Oliver, just 6 months old, was deep in sleep. The house was still, but something was happening. Charlie, the family dog, was restless. His eyes were fixed on Oliver. He paced, quick and relentless, around the house, unable to stop staring at the crib. His breathing grew heavier, more uneasy. It was as though something unseen was calling him, something beyond his understanding. Charlie, who had always been Oliver's silent guardian, seemed to sense something no one else could. He stopped at the doorway, wagging his tail but unable to calm himself. His every movement suggested that something was about to happen. But what? The next morning, Grace, still groggy from sleep, entered Oliver's room. She froze at the sight of her son, his face flushed, his fever alarming. His breathing was erratic and panic gripped her heart. But something within her, an instinctive pull, made her glance at Charlie, standing still beside the crib. He stared at Oliver, his eyes full of urgency, as if trying to warn her. And in that moment, she knew exactly what to do. "Tom, we need to go to the hospital now," she shouted, her voice cutting through the panic. Within seconds, they were out the door, driving frantically, but Charlie was not at peace. He barked, pawing at the door as if he wanted to go with them. The fear surged in Grace's chest, but she ignored it, pushing forward. At the hospital, the diagnosis came quickly: a dangerous fever. If they had waited any longer, it could have led to serious complications. They were relieved, but even as they breathed a sigh of relief, a lingering unease remained. Charlie stayed near Oliver, watching over him like a sentinel. His presence was unsettling, but Grace and Tom couldn't shake the feeling that something still wasn't right. That night, Grace was woken by Charlie's frantic barking. Her heart raced as she rushed into Oliver's room. The shock hit her like a cold wave. Oliver's lips were blue, his breathing shallow. Charlie was in distress, barking urgently. He knew. Grace moved with terrifying speed, grabbing Oliver and dialing the paramedics. "Tom, he's not breathing right!" The paramedics arrived just in time to stabilize the baby, but in the chaos, Grace looked up. Charlie stood in the corner, watching them all with unwavering eyes. He had known. "It was him, Tom," Grace whispered in awe. "He saved us." But the biggest surprise was yet to come. In the days that followed, the Miller house was quieter, yet an inexplicable tension lingered. Each bark from Charlie, each step near Oliver's crib, seemed loaded with meaning. And then, one morning, a mysterious package arrived at the door. Inside, there was a letter and old photos. The letter revealed something no one had expected. Charlie wasn't just a stray dog found by chance. He had a connection to Oliver's biological mother, Carla. The dog had been a part of Oliver's life from the very beginning, a constant, silent presence, watching over him from the start. Grace's heart sank as she whispered, "He always knew." Tears welled in Grace's eyes as she looked at Charlie. The same devoted dog stood quietly before them, as if confirming everything. Charlie wasn't just a dog. He was Oliver's guardian angel, meant to protect him, chosen for this very purpose. The truth settled on their hearts, heavy with its weight. Charlie had always known what to do, and his love was deeper than they had ever understood. The house was quieter now, but the love that had been shared among the Millers had gained a new meaning. It wasn't just the love of a family for their dog. It was something deeper, something inexplicable, something more powerful. It was the kind of love that changes lives, that can create miracles. One peaceful night, as soft autumn light streamed through the window, Grace and Tom sat in the living room, watching Charlie lying next to Oliver's crib. The baby was calm, sleeping soundly. It was as if everything was right, as if they were finally at peace. Charlie got up and looked at Grace with calm, knowing eyes, then lay back down next to Oliver. The dog, with his unwavering calm, seemed to be the final piece that had been missing. That night, Grace and Tom understood something more than they ever had before. It was love that held everything together. Charlie's love, Oliver's love, and all of theirs. In that moment, Grace knew that miracles weren't just made by invisible forces. Miracles happen when love becomes the strongest force in existence.